Hey everyone, how's it going? Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com. This is the WWE TLC 2016 predictions video. I am being joined by the crew, good old JM, Jeff Meacham, and David Payne. Before we get to predictions, I want to congratulate the very first NoDQ.com Hall of Fame class, The Undertaker, Trish Stratus, Eddie Guerrero, Vince McMahon, and the New World Order. Jeff, what are your thoughts on this first NoDQ.com Hall of Fame class?
I feel like you're wearing a tie or something. This is all proper. I mean, we dressed up all nice when we did the nominations and everything. So, I was surprised at first because I voted for China over Eddie, but I'm not mad at all that Eddie got the vote because Eddie is one of the all-time greats. I was actually talking with an old client of mine I used to manage, Rick Ellis, this morning in my insomnia, and mentioned that a lot of his stuff is forgotten now because his biggest night besides winning the championship was standing in the ring with Chris Benoit with both of them in the championships over their head. And nobody talks about that anymore because it's taboo to talk about Chris Benoit. So
right.
I love that Eddie got in first ballot. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Trish does not surprise me at all. I was watching the vote as one. I voted for her several times. It doesn't surprise me. Of the ones that were nominated, she blew everybody else away, I thought, going in. But yeah, the class was very well-rounded. I got a comment when I retweeted your tweet, Aaron. I got a lot of comments saying it was a very well-rounded class. So
Absolutely.
I thought it was awesome.
What about you, David? What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I may be a little surprised about The Undertaker, but then again, maybe not, because the longevity, the consistency, he's been in one company for the last, 30 years, so that doesn't surprise me too much. Guerrero maybe a little bit, and I know it's taboo, but to me, Chris Benoit was my all-time favorite, technical wrestler. He was so good. Him and Kurt Angle, 1A and 1B, so he doesn't get love for obvious reasons, but I'm happy to see Eddie get it. I also voted for China. I'm glad to see Trish get it, although I voted for Lita. I was always a Lita fan. She was like the third Hardy to me. So, but all in all, a very well-rounded class.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Undertaker, it just goes to show how respected he is by the internet wrestling community. He is just so loved by everyone and respected. I mean, with Austin, people love him, but there's also some personal issues that Austin had. And with The Rock, he's left, he's come back. But with The Undertaker, he's always been consistent. He's always been professional, and he's always been one of the top superstars in WWE since 1990. I mean, he has really been the conscience of the WWE. So I think it's a really solid first ballot class.
It's just so funny. I've loudly claimed for years that Hulk was my all-time favorite. I really loved Stone Cold Steve Austin when he was doing his run, but it's a very hard argument against The Undertaker being the single greatest attraction in WWE history.
Yeah, definitely the most consistent.
And let's not forget, too, he really is the leader of that locker room. I've been in the indie dressing rooms. I've seen it in football. Everyone has a leader, and Undertaker is the leader. You don't want to piss the Undertaker off.
Yeah. All right, so thank you all for voting for the Hall of Fame. And we also have the NoDQ.com year-end awards coming up. Jeff and I are making this pledge. We are going to go 22 straight days without changing our clothes. Right, Jeff?
What?
Yep. We're going to wear the same clothes every day for 22 straight days.
Dude, I got to work. You're out of your mind.
Well, I thought you were...
Thumbs are not going to participate in that. This guy, not happening.
Yeah, what?
I thought you were used to that, Jeff.
This was not cleared on the air, off the air by anybody. What do you, dude? You're pulling executive committee here. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm pulling a fast one on you. So I apologize in advance to everyone.
All right. Yeah, Aaron, do you know what happens when people pull fast ones on Jeff Meacham?
What?
You know what happens?
What?
You just made the list.
What list?
The list of Meacham.
What? There's a list of Meacham.
There is a list of Meacham, and you're on it now, buddy. You and Facebook Messenger so far today are on the list.
I guess I get to be the first person on the list, so...
That's right.
At least I have that distinction.
That's right.
And maybe by the time this is over, David can make the list. We'll see how this goes.
Uh-oh.
David's cool. I got a problem with him just yet.
Yeah, well, so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so let's
We'll
talk.
see how he predicts the pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get to the pay-per-view now. TLC, this Sunday we have 6 matches officially announced. We have, what was that?
That was you echoing.
Oh, that was me echoing. Okay, so I'm basically talking to myself now. Okay, so
That's right.
the first match we'll talk about, at this point, as of this recording, there is no pre-show match announced. And typical as we do every single time, as soon as this video goes up on YouTube, I'm sure WWE will announce the pre-show match, or they'll announce an extra match or two. But let's run through this card, and then we'll talk about potential pre-show matches or whatever. First up, we have the tag team title match. We have Heath Slater and Rhino defending the SmackDown tag team titles against Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. So I have to ask you, David, did you ever think that Randy Orton would be challenging Heath Slater for a championship in WWE?
No, I didn't. And it's kind of laughable too, because if you were to do actual like rankings for which tag team is deserving, like how many matches has Wyatt and Orton had? Like, is this their second? How are they number 1 contenders already?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, it is what it is. I mean, I knew it was going to be a heel tag team, so.
Yeah, American Alpha had to bust their asses through that gauntlet match, and then Orton and Wyatt, just because they're big stars, they only have to win 1 match. But it is what it is.
Just dangling that little treat in front of American Alpha, saying, "Just keep working. You'll eventually get it."
Yeah, maybe WrestleMania. We'll see. What do you think about this match, Jeff? What's your prediction?
Well, as I was walking home, I was thinking about going on the air and doing this show, and I thought about, where they're going with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, and I really think they're going to lead us down the path to Orlando, and they're going to have those two in the ring against each other at some point, probably WrestleMania. So having what I thought was going to happen, and that Randy Orton turn on him Sunday, is not in the cards this soon. I think they're going to have them win the tag titles and just really go for it with them, and then when we least expect it, and when Bray least expects it, boom, Randy turn, WrestleMania match.
There you go. What do you think, David?
I was going to say they weren't going to win here, but, I don't know if Rhino and Slater, to me, they've always been sort of just transitional champions. So it's a good book right there, Jeff. It quite possibly could be that. Although I got some flack on the internet a couple weeks ago for saying how many times Orton turns from face to heel, and they go, "Oh, he hasn't done it in years." He's done it like 3 times since he's come back. So come on, people. He turns a lot, and very well could turn at WrestleMania. We'll wait to see. But yeah, I think maybe they will win it. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking that Slater and Rhino, it's really run its course, that whole act with them being the tag team champions. Heath Slater was red hot a couple months ago. I feel it's pretty much cooled off and run its course. So yeah, I think we are going to see a tag team title change. So I think we're all going with Orton and Wyatt to win the tag team titles on Sunday. Is that correct?
And
Yes,
again,
sir.
Who would have thought that Randy Orton would have to defeat Heath Slater to become a champion?
Yeah, there you go. So yeah,
Or Bray Wyatt for that matter.
Yep. All right, so next up we have a chairs match. Kalisto, the Lucha Things Master, versus the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin. What are your thoughts on this match, David?
I don't even know. It just seems like they're trying so much with Baron Corbin, but it's just not working. It flatlines. The fans aren't really invested in his storyline or any rivalry that he's been in. I just anticipate it's going to be another showcase for him. I don't think Kalisto's getting much love, so I think Baron Corbin wins this.
What about you, Jeff?
I think both of them are suffering from the NXT call-up syndrome, in that if you're not the women's division and you're not like Finn Balor or Nakamura or Samoa Joe, you're going to flounder. Both of these guys have been hurting big time. Kalisto not as much because he had Sin Cara, but now his buddy Sin Cara is in the doghouse for what happened over in Europe, and he's just kind of floundering himself now. So for me, I'm kind of hoping the ring implodes and they both go away.
Yeah, I mean, Kalisto has cooled off so much since being split from Sin Cara. I think their tag team was really entertaining. I think splitting them up was a huge mistake, and Baron Corbin has cooled off a lot. For this match, I'm not sure. I mean, on SmackDown, we had Baron Corbin hitting Kalisto with a steel chair to get DQ'd, but I don't necessarily think that Kalisto is going to win. I still think it's more likely Baron Corbin wins because I think the company has more invested in him at this point. So I'll go ahead with Corbin to win this one. And what's your official prediction, Jeff?
My official prediction is Baron Corbin to win.
And David, same with you?
Yes.
Okay, so we're all in agreement so far on both of these matches. All right.
Scary.
Yep. All right, next up we have Nikki Bella versus Carmella in a no DQ match. So Carmella came out on SmackDown and she brought up John Cena and brought up how she was going to use a steel chair and hit her in the back and Nikki's boobs will pop out. And it was actually a pretty raunchy little promo she did on SmackDown. And then Nikki came out and speared her and Carmella retreated. So this one's interesting. I actually thought Carmella did a really good job on her promo. And I would not be surprised if Carmella pulled off an upset here. I mean, what do you think, David?
Well, see, my thing is, like, the SmackDown's women division isn't very deep. And so they need to eventually push somebody else other than, Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch. So she could very well get a win. It's kind of funny because Carmella kind of reminds me of sort of the scrappy white trash chick down the block, So she's real skinny, but she doesn't seem like she's a threat. But, like I said, even if she doesn't win, it's still a push for somebody else on that roster for the women's division on SmackDown. So it could go either way, but I'm going to pick Nikki Bella.
Okay, so you're going to disagree with me then because I'm going with Carmella. I think Carmella will win this, and Nikki will get a rematch maybe at the Royal Rumble and then win that, and then they'll set up Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch perhaps for WrestleMania or something like that. I could see Carmella also being the next challenger for Becky Lynch. I mean, what do you think, Jeff?
I'm right in agreement with you, Aaron. I think Carmella's going to win this time. I think that Nikki's going to get her rematch and win either in January or close to WrestleMania, so she gets the shot at Becky Lynch going into Orlando. And I will agree that Carmella's promo was wrong. I think she was trying to out-raunch Summer Rae's tweet from Monday night.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. I mean,
wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was something.
Look, I don't mind if they raunch it up a little bit, a little bit of element of TV-14.
I saved that screen capture just so she can never deny it ever again. Oh my God!
This must mean the Attitude Era is back.
It must, because both shows were a little edgy this week.
Yeah, so now I'm going to get all the questions again. Is the Attitude Era returning? As I get like
that's legit.
Every time they do anything remotely raunchy, I get those questions.
Aaron, send me those tweets because every time somebody asks me that, they make the list.
Oh, okay. All right, so
every time.
David's going with Nikki, and Jeff and I are going with Carmella. So we are finally having some disagreements. And Jeff just turned into an avatar. Hopefully, there he is.
He's back.
Guess who's back? Back again. Meacham's back.
Meacham's back. I like that better than Jeffy.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we have the ladder match for the IC title. Apparently, this is going to be the final match of their feud. Time will tell if that is the case. We have The Miz defending against Dolph Ziggler. I love the feud, but, I mean, it should have ended at No Mercy. Why it's still going on, I have no idea. And to be perfectly honest, I would not be surprised if these guys are still fighting in 2017. So I'll start with you, David. What's your prediction for this match?
Well, it's a little bit confusing to me. I mean, first of all, going into this rivalry, I didn't expect much of it. It had a lot better matches than I anticipated, so I don't mind it. But being that it's a blow-off match in the rivalry, I see it going to Ziggler because it's almost like the Raw women's title. It's very weird how they're just dropping it on Raws, and in this case, it was SmackDown right before the go-home show there. And so I just see Ziggler winning his title back. I don't know. It just seems like they're really emphasizing on how many title reigns people have now, and so it just seems like they're trying to build more. He's a 6-time champion, and they don't want to mention Jeff Jarrett. So obviously, if Ziggler wins, he'd be a 7-time champion or so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going with Ziggler. I just don't think they would bury him just like that. He was getting some momentum.
What about you, Jeff? What do you think?
I completely disagree with Dave. They're going to bury Ziggler once and for all. I think they want Miz to be the heel Intercontinental Champion so he can be at constant odds with Bryan, and that way there's always something for Bryan to be consternating about. He always wants to be agitated with somebody on his roster. Why not the top mid-card singles champion?
And that's fine, but that's like a dick tease, really. I mean, Bryan's never going to fight Miz, so how long are you going to drag that out before people say enough is enough? Let's just wrestle already.
They're going to keep doing it because they're going to make us think it's going to happen. It's never going to happen. Like you said, it's a big old cock tease. They're just going to keep pissing us off because that's what they like to do.
Yeah. I'm really torn. I mean, I could see this going either way. The problem is that we've seen the same story play out over and over again with Maurice costing Ziggler the match. The Spirit Squad will probably show up. It'll be the usual stuff, but are we really going to see the same story play out where Ziggler gets screwed again? I think because of the stipulation and the fact we've already seen it too many times, I almost think Ziggler has to win this. And plus, he was wearing an NWO T-shirt, so maybe there's always a possibility of Kevin Nash or Scott Hall showing up. Actually, I think that would be really cool, like if Scott Hall showed up and took out the Spirit Squad and helped Ziggler win the IC title. If that NWO shirt actually had some kind of meaning or something like a little tease or something.
I think Dolph just wanted to recognize No DQ's awarding of the Hall of Fame induction to the NWO.
Exactly. I think that was what he was doing for sure. But anyways, he
knows me, so why not?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people know you, Jeff.
This is very true.
You're a big superstar.
I am a big superstar. You're right.
Superstar.
I have my own list and everything.
Yeah, you have your own list now. Oh man.
So we got a Ziggler, Miz because we got a Miz mark in the house.
I am a longtime misfit. I have no qualms about admitting that.
Even when he was on Real World, No Rules, or whatever the hell that was.
Here's to quote Jeff Meacham. Here's the thing. You got to remember, I knew Mike Mizanin before he was The Miz. So for me, it's a long time going back to before he became this big old star and the whole thing. So I've liked Mike forever. So I got no. Yeah,
I'm not going to knock him, and he's done a great job as a heel. He really has. But I don't know. Ziggler's really gotten some fanfare push lately since SummerSlam, and I just think it would bury him if he lost. So that's just my opinion.
All right. So David and I are going with Ziggler then, and Jeff's going with Miz.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. So, Next up, we have the tables match for the WWE Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. On SmackDown, we had a contract signing. Haven't seen one of those in a while. We had a brawl breakout, and then Becky was on the top rope with Alexa, and Alexa ended up pushing Becky off the top rope through a table, and basically Becky's butt broke the table. And that was the build-up, the final build-up for this pay-per-view. So I'm pretty much very confident that Becky's going to retain the title here and win this match. What do you think, David?
Becky's last broke her fall on the table. But, no, Becky's going to win. That's my prediction. Oop, there goes my photo.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
I think because I've been so heel heavy, I'm predicting this show. I'm going to go ahead and just go with the crowd here and go with Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, this would be almost like a Goldberg level surprise if Alexa won the title here.
Whoa, Aaron, you make the list twice for saying something like that. Knock that stuff off. No. This is nowhere near the level of Goldberg beating Brock Lesnar. It's the women's division. I know it's important now, but it's Alexa Bliss if she wins, and I would love if Alexa won. And I personally was going to predict that, but looking at my prediction list, I'm going, I'm weakening too many heels.
I mean, she could. I mean, because it's a tables match, and it's not as decisive as a match where you have a pinfall or submission. You could have Becky get screwed somehow. I mean, maybe she'll pull a Big Show and step on a table and lose the match that way.
I was just going to say either Big Show or maybe she'll pull a Cena and throw herself through the table and award Bliss the championship.
Well, that's almost what happened on SmackDown, so they can't really do that again, right?
Hey, you know what? History can repeat itself. Why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, we're all going with Becky, but I guess there's a possibility of Alexa winning. You never know since it's a tables match.
Right. As Vinnie Mac always used to say, anything can happen in the WWE.
Yep. All right. Now, finally, we have the tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE World Championship. We have AJ Styles defending against Dean Ambrose. On SmackDown, we saw AJ take out poor James Ellsworth. Does this mean Ellsworth will be out of the picture on Sunday? I think not. I think we will see Ellsworth show up with a neck brace or whatever, and I think he will play a role in the finish. SmackDown ended with AJ and Ambrose having this brawl Ambrose attacked him backstage and threw AJ into the catering, and the cookies spilled all over the place. All the food was just a huge mess. Now,
food fight.
Yeah, food fight basically. So I'm expecting Ellsworth to cost Ambrose the match. Now the question is, will it be by accident or will it be intentional? That's what I think is the big question. What are your thoughts, David, on this match and your prediction?
People are going to probably get on my case for agreeing with you, but I've been saying this in my videos even for months now that Dean Ambrose needs a heel turn, and this is the perfect opportunity, I think, to do it. Is the blow-off match between him and AJ. Ellsworth has been there every step of the way, so let him go out there and, he's going to go out there and try to help, and then he's going to do something to cost Ambrose the match. Ambrose gets pissed off, and that's when Ambrose goes heel. And I think people are sort of waiting for it. And by the way, I just want to say, people may have crapped on this rivalry. I think it's been really good. I think it's been not only good in the ring, but it's been good on the stick. It's almost like they bring the comedy element into the main event scene, and it worked. I enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it. What do you think, Jeff?
I think James Ellsworth is proof that Vince McMahon watches no DQ shows.
Yeah.
Because James Ellsworth is like the 2002 Jeff Meacham.
What, like guy with two fists?
A complete dork who shouldn't be anywhere near a WWE broadcast.
And what's a 2016 Jeff Meacham?
A guy who knows.
He's still nowhere near a WWE broadcast.
Exactly. And I know my limits now, and I know I shouldn't be near it now. James Ellsworth has no idea what he's doing, and he's going to cost Dean Ambrose the championship again. And Dean Ambrose is going to snap and turn back into Dean Mother effing Ambrose.
I hope so. I really hope they do that.
I do too.
We could see that happen, or maybe somebody actually tweeted me this idea. Oh, you want to say something?
Well, I know what you're going to say, but I would love to see a trade that Ambrose gets so frustrated that he goes back to Raw and hooks back up with Dean and with Seth and Roman.
No, that would be interesting. But somebody tweeted me this idea that on SmackDown you could have Ambrose come out. Ellsworth accidentally costs Ambrose the match on the pay-per-view, and then on SmackDown Ambrose comes out and says because Ellsworth screwed him, that's okay. But Ambrose wants Ellsworth's title shot, and Ellsworth will say no, and that's when Ambrose snaps and beats the crap out of him.
That's a good theory. Whoever said that has a good idea in his mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. The thing is, I wanted to see Ambrose do to Ellsworth what AJ did. I wanted to see Ambrose put Ellsworth in the hospital and have Ambrose be the reason why Ellsworth gets carried out on a stretcher and all that. So WWE already shot that angle with AJ. So what else can you do to Ellsworth now? I mean, the guy's been beaten up so badly. I mean, you had Braun Strowman throwing him off the stage through a table, and then you had the thing with AJ. So what else is there you can do to Ellsworth at this point? Set him on fire, maybe?
Great question.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what you do with that. But, yeah, I'm hoping the end result here is an Ambrose heel turn. But, yeah, I'm expecting AJ to retain the title here and go on to probably face Undertaker at the Royal Rumble.
That's the big rumor.
So money.
Are we all going with AJ to retain the title here?
Yes.
All right. So
yeah, despite the heel turn or not, I think AJ is going to win regardless. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, no pre-show match has been announced. Jeff, is there anything that you think they might add at the last minute here?
Had they done something with Natty, I would say yeah, because Natty's been kind of like in the background of the women's division, but they haven't really done anything with her. I mean, maybe they'll have like Natty versus Naomi or something, just to kind of give them something to do. But I don't foresee them adding anything of real significance. And it's going to be a pre-show match, so it's going to be a match that we can go make our popcorn, make our dinner, and then sit down and watch a real show.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe American Alpha might do like a tag match with American Alpha so they can get their win back from SmackDown and maybe beat the Vaudevillains or something like that. They'll do that kind of match as the pre-show match.
Yeah, because getting a win against the Vaudevillains is getting your win back, clearly.
Well,
at this point in the Vaudevillains development, getting the win against them is like
okay.
Laurel and Hardy jobbers. Come on.
Okay, Febreze then.
Febreze, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I like it.
I like that. American Alpha. That's a good solid tag match. 4 technical guys. I like that.
Or they'll do like an 8 8-person tag match or some crap like that for the pre-show.
That's
Always.
good booking, Rift.
Yeah. All right, so that'll wrap it up for our thoughts on WWE TLC. Thank you guys for being on. David Payne, we can follow you on Twitter at SmartMark420. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And Jeff,
Yes, sir.
we can follow you at _Jeff Meacham. And David, you got lucky. You did not make the list today.
He didn't make the list today. And just so everybody knows, I've got 1 week left of school. So after next Thursday, the list of Meacham will be in effect on Talk Wrestling.
Yeah, so I'm the first. I'm the first person on the list. Who will be second?
You're the first person. The first entity on the list was Facebook Messenger because they wouldn't let me change the text file.
Oh, okay.
So they pissed me off this morning. So they made the list first.
Great. So I'm not even first on the list now.
You're the first person.
Oh, okay. I guess that's good.
Well,
enough.
it's my 30th. It's my 30th birthday, so I'm glad I didn't make the list today.
Yes, happy birthday, David.
You know what?
Thank you. Cheap plug.
You make the birthday list, so I won't sing to you to make sure you don't have a bad day.
Oh, great. That'll stick in my head all day and ruin it. So appreciate that.
I promise you I will not sing. I will make sure Aaron gets off the phone before he sings to you.
Yeah, good thing.
Thanks for having me on, Aaron.
Yeah, no problem. Good thing we weren't doing this in person, or else you would be getting a cake like Jeff Meacham did back in 2005. Remember that, Jeff?
Every time we have a birthday in the group, yes, I remember. It's
hazing.
captured for the world. It's amazing how much people remember that because I've had almost 10 birthdays since then.
Yeah, everyone.
No, I'm sorry. I've had 12 birthdays since then.
Everyone watching this needs to do the search on YouTube, Jeff Meacham birthday, and you'll get a good laugh out of that.
What the best part is watching me wash the cake off my face and my shirt.
And you had like the little happy face, and you had like the little happy face
appeared on the shirt. And of course, Mike, as he always did, latched on to every part of that bit and did a freestyle, and I called him on it. So you know,
isn't that back when Aaron had like a mullet or something going on, like the Jeff Jarrett haircut?
Yeah,
The best picture from that era was actually before that. There's a picture that my ex took of the four of us, the group of the four of us, Aaron, myself, Mike, and Stagger Lee, and we all look like serial rapists. We really do. It's great. It's really creepy. And Aaron's got a guitar in his hand. We look like some folksy band's gonna go out and like rape the audience. It's terrible.
Yeah. Remember XMV? Remember XMV?
I remember.
Yeah. So go. You guys can also check out those old XMV clips, by doing the search on YouTube, XMV. No DQ, and of course check out the birthday clip. And again, happy birthday, David! And
yes, sir.
Got any special plans for today?
No, not really. I'm not much of a bar guy. I'm just gonna take it easy here and chill.
I think he started his day with his plans, Aaron.
Oh, okay. I got you. I hear you. All right, so that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys again for being on. Thank you all for watching at home, and we will see you next time.